Hello, and how are y'all doing today? Well, yeah, it's never too late to learn. Hi, I'm Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez, and this is my channel, Dr. Rose Over 60 Butterfly Effect. We're making small changes to make big differences, right? And I thought, what about learning? Learning has always been key in my family. Growing up, Dad always said, you're going to learn everything and anything that you can because you can achieve anything that you want to achieve, right? Well, learning to me was always a difficulty because in the third grade, the teacher pulled my parents in and said I had learning disabilities and that they needed to move me because I would never amount to anything. So, learning, that's why I brought it up, is a key for me. Let me explain. So, if I were to ask you to stop and think, when you were in school, in grade school, did you learn? Do you remember everything that you learned, right? As a retired teacher, kids were always asking me, Miss, why do we have to learn this? I'm never going to use it later on in life. Well, in a way, that's true, but in other ways, it's all about the perspective and how you decipher things that will help you later on, especially math. Science is everywhere. Social studies or history, well, we don't want to repeat our mistakes, but it looks like we are. It's just a matter of learning how to learn. Does that make sense? So I think, honestly, that more learning is done outside of the classroom. Basically, social skills, social awareness, things like that. But are there things out there that really, really interest us that will help us later on in life, right? So if I could ask you to stop and think of things that you learned outside of the classroom, okay? It could be another language because and if you saw my video on where I'm from, San Antonio, Texas, the majority, I want to say 80 to 90% of us are Hispanic, right? So we are bilingual, you know. We speak English and we speak Spanish. Puedo hablar español, right? I can speak Spanish. But I would have loved to learn how to speak another language, right? French, Italian, Portuguese, just to enhance my life. So what I would like to do on this video right here, we're talking about learning. Not only are you learning how to get accustomed to being on camera to start your own YouTube channel, I would like you to stop and think, what else could you learn? So what in this stage of our lives, and I'm thinking that many of you are in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and on up, and would like to utilize your time to discover, explore, right? And let's do that, okay? So let's try something. So let's think of something that you've always wanted to learn, right? Something you've always wanted to learn. Was it a skill as far as carpentry? Something you've always wanted to learn? Was it a hobby such as painting, gardening, cooking, baking? Yes, that can be a hobby. Could it have been anything having to do with language? Like I said, trying to learn a new language. I would love to learn to speak Italian. So I went to Google and asked YouTube. I went to YouTube and asked for beginner Italian lessons. And there's programs out there galore for free. And so I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to learn how to speak Italian. Now, I'm going to give myself 30-day increments and go from there. What would you like to do? Right? Would you like to learn how to write, storytelling, poetry? I love poetry. I've written a few poems in when I was teaching. How about something having to do with exploring? I just love science. And so if you go to Google, you go to YouTube, or you go to ChatGPT and ask for simple science experiments using household items. That's fun, right? What would you like to do that would enhance your life to make you feel like this is fun? This is what I am meant to do, right? And I'm not saying something that is meant to send you into another job, and it could be if that's what you want to do. I remember trying to learn the keyboard because in my day, maybe in yours, we did have a typing class, and we all had to learn the keyboard, right? And when that teacher told my parents that I would never amount to anything, all these little things just seemed ridiculous that I would never learn them. So, needless to say, my confidence was down. So, again, learning has always been a key in my family, that to the point that once I accomplished my undergrad in biology and became a teacher, I told myself I can continue learning. So, I went ahead and earned my master's degree in educational leadership, not really ever wanting to be in an administration capacity in school, because from that point on, I decided to get my PhD. And my PhD has educational leadership in it, but it's mostly on social emotional learning, right? How do we adapt? How are our perspectives out there as far as our mental health is concerned? But that's me. And I told myself I would never stop learning at that point. How about you? How about you? I'd like you to make a list of things that you would like to learn how to do. And then you're going to go to YouTube, or you can go to ChatGPT and find out just exactly how you're going to learn this. And it doesn't have to be something, rocket science. It can be something as simple as baking something or something. And to me, throwing things together was like science. So it would be something that would make me feel better. I love writing. In fact, I have some resources out there, and I'll put it in my description for you to take a look at, when it comes to trying to relieve stress and trying to come upon a happier life, right? So the key theme of this video right here is it's never too late to learn. So if you've made it this far in my video, please put in the comments what you intend to learn and how long you think it's going to take you. Just tell me what you would like to learn. And I'm telling you, I'm going to learn how to speak Italian. That's my first thing. I'm going to make a learning bucket list and go from there. What do you think? So this is Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez. I hope that this has maybe spurred a thought in you to see what you would like to do, what you can do. You might want to learn a new dance, a new exercise, a new bodybuilding routine, something like that. Sounds good, right? Sounds really good. So with all that said, again, this is Dr. Roseanne Gonzalez, and I am so happy you're here. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. Please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Ciao!